The ANC is marching to the Temba police station in Hammanskraal outside Pretoria. It will hand over a memorandum of demands about rising levels of crime and the safety of communities. The party is expected to march to other police stations in Pretoria as well. We've got senior reporter Siphamandla Goge, who is following that march in Hammanskraal and joins us now. Sipha, the raging theme in the country over the last few days has been the rising incidence of violent crime in South Africa and the lack of police intervention. In fact, there are many stakeholders that have indicated that police are actually afraid of criminals and criminal syndicates. What is it that the people are talking to you about, and really what is coming out from law enforcement authorities in this regard?
Indeed, it's the same sentiment that has been shared in other parts of the country that is shared here in Hammanskraal. Remember, this area is one of the areas that is concerning in terms of the highest number of rape cases in the country. If I'm not mistaken, in 2021, this police station of Temba in Hammanskraal reported more cases, even surpassing or overtaking what used to be known as the rape capital of South Africa, eNCA, in KwaZulu-Natal. So this is an area that has been plagued by violent crime for a very long time. Women and children are under siege in Hammanskraal. They are being raped and killed by men. Cases of sexual violence, are rife in this area. There have been a number of protests and marches that have been organized here by community members, and they have raised the question of law enforcement agencies and authorities that are struggling to deal decisively with violent crime in the area. In this greater Tshwane region, you find that a number of cases are reported every day about sexual violence, rape and murder of women. So this march comes at the back of all those concerns that have been raised by the local residents. It's interesting and ironic that the ANC, which is the governing party in South Africa, is marching against its own government, calling on its own government to do more to protect women and children. It's not only about that, but people here have been raising issues of illegal immigrants, undocumented foreign nationals, and the ANC has only joined the chorus now, and the ANC, with all the electoral mandate, power and authority to change the status quo, has dismally failed to protect the citizens of South Africa. And they are marching, taking to the streets as if they don't have anything they can do about this, whereas they've got political power and state machinery to deal with this. The irony of it all is that last weekend there was the National Policy Conference of the ANC. Issues of violent crime, peace and stability, issues of migration or immigration were discussed at the Policy Conference of the ANC. But this week the ANC is marching against its own government that has got power and authority to change the status quo in the country. So it's very ironic and opportunistic of the ANC to be taking to the streets, whereas they can talk to their deployees in government, be it issues that are related to home affairs, issues that are related to South African Police Service. They are members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, were part of the National Policy Conference over the weekend where these issues were discussed. And the people of Hammanskraal are saying, we've been complaining about this for years now. We've been marching on our own. Instead of coming up with the solutions, you decide to march as the ANC, which is the governing party. So most importantly, people who are marching today are mainly ANC members. Community members are just standing by. They are looking on because they say they've been left on their own to fight crime, and law enforcement authorities and the local police have not been successful in that regard.
And it's so important that you bring up this irony, Siphamandla Goge, because that's where I wanted our discussion to go next, in that these are the very people that are leading South Africa at the moment, that are now protesting against something that has plagued different parts of the country for years. And I suppose, Siphamandla Goge, and you can engage me on this point, is that it's their own failure to call out their members who are in government and have not been able to deal with these issues, but they've never called them out. No one is asking a fellow member who is sitting in a government position to account for the reasons that we are seeing incidents of crime getting higher, incidents of violent crime at that getting as high as it has over the last few years.
And the irony of it all is that this march is being led by the member of the ANC's National Executive Committee, Pule Mabe, who's the spokesperson of the governing party. Over the last weekend, Pule Mabe was chairing a media briefing with Police Minister General Pegicele, who's the member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, at the ANC's National Policy Conference. And issues of violent crime, they came to the fore, particularly when Police Minister General Pegicele was updating us, the media, about what happened in Krugersdorp, whereby 8 women were raped. So you just look at it, you say to Pule Mabe, but Pule Mabe, you have the power, the authority, the resources as the governing party. You were given the electoral mandate to govern South Africa, and when you said you were ready to govern as the ANC before 1994, is this the society you wanted to govern and lead? A society plagued by violent crime, a society plagued by gender-based violence and femicide, a society where women and children are under siege, being killed, a society whereby undocumented foreign nationals are just all over South Africa, a society plagued by porous borders. Only Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi within the ANC-led government has been vocal of late in trying to raise the issue of porous borders in South Africa, the issue of undocumented foreign nationals. But the ANC has been quiet on the matter, trying to be politically correct and pleasing the so-called frontline states that helped during the struggle for liberation in the country. But the ANC has just woken up now, and they realize that issues that community members across South Africa that have been raising have not been attended to by the very same ANC-led government, the ANC that is in power, but the ANC that cannot execute fully its mandate of protecting the people of South Africa. If you look at those visuals that we are showing you there, you've got women marching there. I spoke to some of them. They are ANC Women's League members. They were telling me that, listen, we've been under siege in Hammanskraal for a very long time. And I asked them to say, but ordinary community members who are not members of the ANC have been complaining about the issues that we are marching about today, and they say yes, we do concede that as the ANC we have dropped the ball. But let me tell you and be frank with you, this is all about electioneering. It's all about 2024. The ANC has realized that there has been a social distance between itself and the people on the ground. Come 2024, issues of gender-based violence, it's a pity because this issue, which is so serious, a national crisis, is being reduced into a political scoring point here, whereby women and children are being killed every day. The ANC, which is the governing party, unable to protect the vulnerable members of the society. Instead, they are turning this into a political football game, whereby you can see that they are targeting 2024 as they are fast losing power in the Greater Tshwane region. And as we speak, Tshwane is governed by the opposition, the DA. The ANC is not in power. They have lost greater metros in Gauteng, and when their leaders, the provincial secretary of the ANC in Gauteng, TK Nziza, was addressing before the march started, he made it clear that come 2024 the ANC would like to retain power. So to them, this is all about political power, not necessarily issues affecting people on the ground.
No, it's going to be very interesting. And Sipha, I think they realize that there's a very real chance that they might lose that power in 2024 at that national policy conference. And so, like you say, reducing really big issues that are existing in the country, like crime and rape and the like, to politics and trying to win the votes in 2024. But we'll catch up with you in the next hour. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goge, they're bringing us the very latest from Hammanskraal. The protest there that, as you can see on your screen, is being led by ANC members around violent crime in this part of the province. And really the fact that community members have been calling on government and law enforcement authorities to intervene for years. It's only now that they're doing so.